This is Canada Reads American Style, featuring two friends who love Canada Reads and Canadian literature. Welcome our host Rebecca from Michigan and Tara from Ontario.
Hi everyone, it's Rebecca, and I am so pleased to introduce our guest today, Tareq Hadhad. He is a Syrian Canadian entrepreneur and the CEO and founder of Peace by Chocolate. He will be defending What Strange Paradise by Omar El Akkad in this year's Canada Reads competition, which runs from March 28th through the 31st. Tareq is a sought-after motivational speaker, and we are thrilled that he could fit us into his busy schedule. Welcome, Tareq.
Rebecca, thank you very much for having me.
We're going to jump right into it with the first question. And for our listeners, many of whom are in the United States, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm not good really about speaking about myself because it's truly the journey that my family and I had is very unique, and I'm proud to be here in Canada now. My name is Tareq Hadhad. I am the CEO and the founder of a company called Peace by Chocolate in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. My family and I are from Syria, from Damascus. We had owned a chocolate empire in the Middle East that was destroyed by the war. The factory was bombed in 2012, 10 minutes after my father has left it. My background is in medicine. I studied medicine in Damascus, and we left Syria due to the war in 2013 after we have lost entirely everything. I lost many family members. We lost the business. We lost the path for everyone, and then we became refugees in Lebanon for 3 years while I was doing some work with the United Nations and WHO there. I applied to come to Canada, and I just arrived in 2015, and my family followed me. After we have all arrived here, we restarted our business again. We rebuilt it from scratch with the help of our community, and we called it Peace by Chocolate because we believe that peace is noble, and without peace no one can go to work, no one can build businesses, you cannot raise kids, you cannot do anything without peace. Actually, we cannot do this interview without peace. And chocolate is we call it a product of happiness, so we are kind of happiness spreaders. We are truly honored to be Canadian citizens now. We have the rights as every other Canadian, born here or born away. The rights of mobility, of freedom, speech, and really, really honored to be in this place, in enjoying um, the opportunity for us really to have that second chance of a life after the war destroyed even every single light at the end of every tunnel that we had in our lives. So right now we have dedication towards spreading a noble cause, and I'm very proud to be with our family here. But I'm also a public speaker, so I speak about our story. But I speak about the power of entrepreneurship and resiliency through immigration lens. I speak about immigration a lot because I believe it is a very uh, interesting topic that sometimes is brushed off the news. No one really talks about it anymore, as if it doesn't exist. Now there is over 60 million refugees. There are billions of people trying to leave their homeland, coming to find another opportunity. So I'm very passionate about causes of immigration, peace, and entrepreneurship.
Yes, and we've had our own issues in the United States with this topic of immigration and refugees and everything. So thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm sure, and we're going to link to your, all your, you know, website or whatever. We'll link to all of that so that people can learn more about you as well. So thank you for sharing that. Now, what made you, this is probably an obvious question, but what made you select What Strange Paradise for the Canada Reads competition?
I um, I adored the book actually since I first heard of Omar El Akkad with his incredible novel before American War, and it really intrigued me, to from the title of the book itself. I just really wanted to dig in, and I couldn't put it down. Since I started reading the book, I just sat there and went for it, and I truly just saw myself and saw my family and saw people that I know personally who had to live through the same experiences as the hero of the book, who is a little child, but he's not a child. He is a representation of an entire generation and an entire age and an entire point in time when countries around the world were closing their doors, were closing their borders, were just thinking of refugees and immigrants as not worthy of living, just thinking of them as, somebody who's unwanted, somebody who should just go back home, as if going home was a choice.
Yeah.
No one really thought of refugees, and is still not thinking of refugees as, they are not tourists. Refugees, they don't want to leave their homelands. They did not want to become refugees, because becoming a refugee is not a life choice, it's not a decision, it's not a goal. No one was born and said, well, you know what, when I am 25 years old and over, I want to be a refugee. It's not a life goal. No one really wanted to be that person. No, although, a refugee is a human being, and it's just that the circumstances were not in favor of their odds. And I just wanted to bring that to light to Canadians. And I know that the refugee crisis has been in the news for around 3 years nonstop, between 2014 and 2017. We have seen that people around the world were so interested in knowing the cause, really, for immigration and the cause of creating refugees around the world. And we have seen that there was some apathy after that, like starting in 2018 and onward. We started seeing that people are they have shifted their focus, as this is not a trend anymore. Although the same number of people are still dying trying to escape, the same number of people are still dying trying to make both ends meet, the same number of people are still dying trying to find food and medicines in refugee camps around the world. And first world countries, they are just they just let the world that know that, sorry, we have a lot of issues to deal with, and this is not on top of our priority anymore. While the refugee crisis has been used in political campaigns around the world, some people are against it, some people were for it. And then, since 2018 until now, everything kind of, I think it was pushed to the back seat. The whole topic was just kind of pushed to the back seat, and I wanted to bring that back to light. And I know Omar has worked on the book for years, building the blueprint. I talked to Omar many times, and I have many calls with him coming. And I know his passion to bring this topic to light. So a lot to talk about the book. The book is absolutely incredibly written, and I think it is a must read, really, for all of us, for many reasons. And that's really that also has contributed to my own reasons why I chose the book. I think what the book has inspired me to do is to reconsider a lot of things. And the first few things that I reconsidered in my own life were my sense of home,
Mm.
my sense of humanity, my sense of identity, and my sense of belonging. These four things are really the things that make us who we are. And I wanted to bring those to perspective, not only for myself but for others. And I wanted to share them with everyone. That's why I'm defending this book. I'm going to speak about it for 5 days,
Yeah.
live on a live show to the people who will be listening.
Yeah. And I think, and I'm not going to ask any more questions about it specifically because I know it will all come out in the program, but I really look forward to hearing everything that you talk about, because we talked yesterday with Omar and just talked a little bit about that idea of home as well. So I
Right.
really look forward to hearing all of that. Now, here's a little bit of I'm kind of a competition geek. So my question for you is, have you prepared in any way, or how are you preparing for the actual competition?
Well, that is a great question. Listen, I am a man of peace.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that the organizers, the producers, and the broadcaster CBC has made this opportunity for people like me, who I came to Canada only 7 years ago. I didn't speak much of the language when I arrived here, and now I'm defending a book on a national program. So I'm taking it easy. I'm taking it easy, but at the same time, I love that recent years. I was talking to Ali Hassan,
Mhm.
and we were just discussing about how previous shows were versus how it evolved, like since the beginning of the pandemic. And I used to listen to the show actually on the radio. I started listening in 2017, and I was terrified, terrified when they emailed me last year telling me that I am invited to be on the show this year.
Yeah.
And then I was like sometimes I thought, because of how tense the conversation can get,
Mhm.
that some people would get out of the studio without like arms, some people would go out without like legs, and so I was scared because it was really so horrible the way I was thinking about it. But then I just realized that people were disagreeing in a way, and sometimes it was getting out of control. But then over the years, I was just listening to the show in 2020, 2021 version, and then I realized that it became more of a dialogue more than a confrontation. And I love that about it. The slogan of the program is the battle of the books. And I don't want to be in a battle. I don't
Yeah.
want to be like battling my book or trying to bring other books down, because they are absolutely incredible books. So uh, I've been preparing for this actually for a long time, and I'm really excited because I'm learning new techniques to read. Like, I have 5 books to finish within less than 8 weeks
Yeah.
since the time that they were announced until the time of the program. And it's a huge pressure. It's going to be an amazing journey for me personally, because I'm very busy, and I usually am on the planes, I'm on the road, I'm driving, I'm in meetings, I'm on the stage speaking. So I really don't have that chance to sit and read. I don't have that luxury. So the program really kind of reads has just given me a reason to slow down a bit and enjoy some peaceful moments. And you know what? I discovered something amazing, that the perfect time to read is overnight. Like, it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
Like, you would be enjoying it as much as possible after that, because it'd be very quiet, and you'd be with your own thoughts, and without any distractions or interruptions. So I truly enjoyed that new reading style, and it just gave me a little perspective, because I think that now we live in a world where it is so busy. There is always this instant gratification. Like, we're getting notifications on our phones all the time, responding to messages and emails, and getting calls and Zoom meetings, and Netflix, and watching movies, and going out, and all of that. uh, there is no stop. Like, we are busy creatures. We are living creatures, and we want to be out there, and we want to do all of that, but at the same time we are losing a lot of the value of sitting down, slowing down, and enjoying a book. And I am so grateful actually that Canada Reads has given me that opportunity back to really sit down and enjoy not only one book. Actually, I finished multiple books so far, which is I think I should win Guinness in my own standards, because I usually just finish one book a year, and I'm just gonna finish 8 books, uh, actually 5 books within 8 weeks. So this is gonna be incredible. So the preparations for the show is on the preparations are ongoing, and I am truly excited to be talking and discussing and debating with amazing other panelists. I am with 4 incredible panelists on the show. I am with an Olympian. I'm with an author. activists, activists, and it's gonna be sometimes it's gonna be heated conversations. But I met them for the first time like a month ago,
Hmm.
and they are absolutely lovely people. And I'm gonna build some strategies to build some alliances, I guess, with some people. Building tactics, I guess, in this program is about not really bringing other books down, if because I really like them, like I like the other books, but I want to highlight why my book is the one book that all of Canada should read this year, and why is it relevant. I think the relevance topic is very important because everything is changing. Like what's on the news today is so different than what was on the news January 1st of the
Yeah.
same year. So I just really wanted to bring that into perspective to a lot of people and to my fellow panelists.
Well, I have to say that all the fans that are talking about it on Bookstagram and on Facebook and everything, we all agree this is a stellar year. There are 5 incredible books that are on the list, and we just think this is going to be the greatest competition ever, because how in the world are we going to whittle it down to one book, because they're all so amazing. So we're all really excited about the competition this year. Now, my last question for you is, what do you want readers to take away from What Strange Paradise?
Uh, there are absolutely a lot of takeaways. I think for our own perspective and our own understanding of the same story can be different. Like some people would be reading the book and seeing it from a completely different angle than me because I have lived through that. I know people who lived through that. I have a cousin who drowned in the
Mm.
Mediterranean in 2013 when she was fleeing, and she didn't make it to Greece. She drowned with her children,
Oh, I'm so
and
sorry.
that book hit certainly hit home for me. It just brought a lot of these memories back, and it kind of revitalized the importance of keeping these stories alive and the memories of these people who didn't make it to Europe. We know millions of refugees now live in Europe, but we don't know that tens of thousands who really drowned. We don't know their names. No one really talk about them anymore. So I really hope that people can relate uh, throughout our own crisis, throughout our own understanding of struggle, throughout our own privileges that we live through every single day, in countries like Canada or the US or in Europe or wherever. We have a lot to be thankful for. We have a lot to be grateful for. And I know we all have lives, we're all busy in our lives, but do not forget that there are people on the other side of the world that can use some help, that can use some advocacy, that an email to your member of parliament or to your representative is not going to hurt. An email about, this is ongoing around the world. What is our country doing to help refugees around the world and to bring them to safe haven? And I'm really grateful for living in Canada because this country stands for helping those fleeing war and persecution. And it's not only the story of Syrian refugees or Afghan refugees. This is the story of the country, and but at the same time, relating the story of the newcomer perspective. You know, the newcomer perspective. It doesn't only mean I am a refugee or I'm a newcomer if I am an immigrant. We all can be newcomers to jobs. We can be newcomers to relationships. We can be newcomers to a journey or an experience. Let's learn how do we face the challenges as newcomers to a place where we feel discomfort, right? Like that the people in the book were trying to communicate and were trying to that the hero was a kid who didn't speak the language when he landed on that island, and he had to find common ground. We as human beings have a lot to share, and it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. My dad arrived in the country 7 years ago. He didn't speak a word of English, and he built friendships based on just saying hello and a smile. And it doesn't take much. So let's open our hearts, let's open our minds, let's be welcoming, and keep supporting those in need around the world, because everyone certainly needs us. So I really hope that this book can open the mindsets of many people who are going to read it about the difference between empathy and apathy, the difference of compassion and carelessness, and about the way that each of those things can certainly blind us to reality.
Well, Tarek, thank you so much. This has been just a really fascinating interview. I really do appreciate you taking time to talk to us today. Tara, my partner for the podcast, had to work today, unfortunately couldn't be here, but we wanted to both let you know that we are actually pulling for you to win. We believe this is our favorite of the five, and we just think it's a brilliant novel, and we wish you the very best luck in championing it for Canada Reads. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. Really appreciate it.